It's the Weather Xtreme video, the afternoon edition for Wednesday, August 19th. I'm James Spann. One more day with unsettled conditions, then we trend drier by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tropics are active, so let's dive in. Take a look. Boy, what a trough coming through the middle of the nation. That thing looks more like fall. Let's see a water vapor satellite view this afternoon. Of course, down here we're in the soupy air, and we have showers and storms popping all over the place. That was the radar at 2:10. At that point, the most active storms were southeast of Birmingham and up in northwest Alabama. Temperature is a little warmer today because of increased sun. We got mostly upper 80s, Birmingham 88, even Tuscaloosa hitting 90. But look up Tupelo, Mississippi, and Decatur, Alabama. They're at 79. Alexander City at 79 because of rain. But boy, what a nice, dry continental air mass coming down behind that trough. Temperatures only in the 60s. Across much of the Great Plains. You know, parts of northwest Arkansas could wind up in the 40s early tomorrow morning. Wow. All right. We note that the SPC guys actually put out a mesoscale update. This was earlier this afternoon, suggesting a severe thunderstorm watch could be required. As I do this update, they have not pulled the trigger on that. That was for parts of north and west Alabama. We do have a slight risk now, the standard severe weather risk for the extreme northwestern corner of the state, and a marginal risk down to about Hamilton, Cullman, and Fort Payne. Again, with this upper trough coming in, a surface boundary, storms can be pretty active in there late this afternoon and tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. But tomorrow, the main dynamic support stays way north, a marginal risk for places like Washington, D.C., State College, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York. But down here, organized severe weather is not expected. Rain for the next 5 days, about 1 inch. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. But again, after tomorrow, things look relatively dry. Tropical weather, there's a look at Danny Boy. Really not looking too good. The tops have warmed. Doesn't look specially organized. The top winds are still at 50 miles an hour. And, of course, that's an estimate. You can't get an airplane out there that far out. Check the modeling on this thing. The tropical models are clustered pretty tightly. They want to bring it just north of the Leeward Islands, maybe just north of Puerto Rico over the next 5 days. And, of course, typically if you see tracks like that, those things tend to recurve. But on the ensembles here, the operational GFS recurves it, but many of the members do not. And a big question is, will this thing fizzle out and just dissipate? It's going to get into dry air and wind shear. It might not survive. If it's a weak system and it does survive, that southerly track might be correct toward Hispaniola and Cuba. If it's a stronger system, it's going to recurve. But again, I'm beginning to have doubts if this thing survives. And certainly if it interacts with the mountains of Hispaniola, it probably won't. Here's the official track from the Hurricane Center. They've still got it as a hurricane early next week near the Leeward Islands. And again, all this is subject to great changes. Gut feeling this might not be a hurricane at that point, and it might be a bit farther north, but we'll just have to wait and see. And how about our twin systems over in the Pacific? You know, it's been the quiet season in the Atlantic, but boy, the El Nino pattern, as typically is the case, delivering some very big storms. That one on the right there is the equivalent of a Category 5. Both of those will be recurving in coming days. All right, model fans, here we go. Let's take a look. The GFS, this is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time, 1 p.m., and look at the trough coming through the Great Lakes. Wow. And down below that, the surface boundary is nearing Florence at midday. We'll still forecast a pretty good chance of showers and storms tomorrow. Highs low to mid-80s. More clouds than sun. Friday, the models are trying to get that front in here, especially the GFS. You can see the precipitable water values, deep moisture over the southern half of the state, but noticeably drier over the far northern part. And I think for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, we'll still need to mention certainly scattered showers and storms, but as you work your way north, it's going to be drier. You work your way south, it's going to be wetter on Friday. And then Saturday, as the weekend begins, a fairly dry air mass. A chance of rain, not zero, but a decent part of the day should be dry with a high around 90, partly sunny. And then Sunday, looks like a little impulse coming in here that might squeeze out a shower or two, but they'll be fairly widely scattered with a high, again, at or just over 90. Next week looks pretty quiet. Monday looking relatively dry, the high close to 90. Tuesday, moisture comes back. That would suggest a chance of scattered showers and storms. And here's a week from today, a week from tomorrow. No, that's a week from today, Wednesday, August 26th. 594 heat well to the west. We got troughing, and again, some continental air tries to drop in here from the north. And if by chance this is correct, we will have cooler nights and lower humidity values by the middle part of next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. So that will be a good thing. And we note that we have Tropical Storm Danny showing up a little east of the Bahamas. And again, the operational GFS here recurves it into the Atlantic, but as we've talked about, a lot of questions with that at this point. Here's the end of the forecast, Saturday, August 29th. Little upper low just south of here, and that maybe would suggest some showery weather for the Gulf Coast if that verifies. And again, Danny is off the South Atlantic coast, recurving out to sea. Temperatures for the next 15 days. We go back up toward 90 for the weekend, but look at the deal Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Highs going in the 80s, cooler nights. How about 62 on Wednesday morning if that verifies? That'll be a nice touch of fall. And then you go back in the low 90s toward the end of next week, but no excessive heat anytime soon. Hopefully no triple digits until next summer or beyond. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can, catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.